Whoa, isn't this a movie opening? Uncle Li's heart races, and he spots someone lying 10 meters away, like a lost lamb. He finds the guy softer than overcooked spaghetti, bleeding all over the place. Uncle Li is scared stiff, like a headless chicken. Yet he needs to find out if this guy is. He slowly nears the man like an explorer. Hears no breath, he's dead as a doornail. Then a small shadow pops up. It's the little dog. With its innocent face, Uncle Li's despair has no outlet, and to make matters worse, the phone rings again. Today's his mum's dating day, and his sister urges him as if she's in a rush. Uncle Li's bewildered. Uncle Li has no clue how to explain this to his sister, but before he can think, he spots a police car coming his way, so he hastily hangs up. He begins dragging the nearby customer, unwilling to spend his remaining years in jail. After dumping the customer in a roadside trash heap, he hides behind a plank. As the police car approaches, Uncle Li holds his breath, heart racing, like he's meditating, hoping desperately not to get caught. But then, the lights suddenly disappear. Thankfully, the police car turns down a side road. He breathes a sigh of relief, knowing he can't let his guard. Uncle Li bags the customer and tosses it into the trunk. His big meal is still not ready. Just as he drives down another road, he runs into a police checkpoint. Turning around would definitely raise suspicion, so he bravely pushes for subtitles. They're checking for drunk driving. Coincidentally, Uncle Li just drank. He shows ID to the officer, pleading reasonably. The officer stubbornly hands him the breathalyzer. What is said to date this has turned out to be, guess that's what happens when you're single. Seeing his non-cooperation, the officer prepares to call for help, but then notices a windshield crack. Uncle Li panics. Things are going out of control. Desperate, he tries to force through the checkpoint, but the officer, prepared, blocks the car like a superhero, ordering him out. Another officer rushes over, and Uncle Li can only pretend to stay calm, trying to pull the we're all reasonable folks card. But the leading officer insists on his ID number. Uncle Li has no choice but to comply, feeling like he's in a detective movie. However, the recording officer jots down too many digits, looking suspicious. Could this be Uncle Li's original number? The officer in charge tells him to explain back at the station while the others begin to check his car. Uncle Li can no longer keep his cool. Hearing the trunk pop open, he rockets towards the officer like a superhero. He shoves the officer hard, then slams the trunk shut, which triggers an all-out attack from the officers, like they're battling a monster. Just as the scene descends into chaos, the head officer sprays pepper spray, and Uncle Li's vision goes black. It's like he just entered a revenge game. He gets zapped, and before long, the HU finds out he's actually a political officer. This not only saves him from punishment, but gives him a chance for a comeback. The officers suddenly turn into scolded school kids. Uncle Li drives to the hospital, where all his relatives have left, and only he's stuck pondering how to handle the customer. Suddenly, a few men come in and interrupt his thoughts. They are not here to deliver flowers. They're Uncle Li's colleagues, but they're not here to mourn. They found massive amounts of cash in his desk, and a notebook documenting officers' bribes. They want to pin it on Uncle Li as the scapegoat, but he can't help but laugh. He feels today is a tragic gathering, with thoughts like, if I go down, we all go down. Big June gets so mad he shakes, and the atmosphere grows awkward, so they pull the two apart. After all, Uncle is still at the funeral, so everyone agrees to wait until it's over. Just then his sister comes over to say the mum is about to. They all hurriedly bow and leave, but halfway through, Big Jiang slips him a big wad of cash even after the earlier fight. Just as Uncle Li was about to deal with the situation, he gets a text from Big Jiang. The enforcement team is on their way. It warns him to hide anything that needs hiding. Uncle Li feels like he's being stabbed in the heart. There's no way he can handle the customer in time. Suddenly, he spots the ventilation duct. When he checks outside, he sees it leads out. A bold plan is forming. Uncle Li goes to the duct exit, pulls out his daughter's toy soldier, and tosses it into the pipe around the bend. What a clever plan. Next, he finds the director and pleads for some private time with his mom. The director thinks, finally some cash to spend. Only allowed to be in there for 15 minutes. Uncle Li thinks to himself, that's enough time for a miracle, and enters with a balloon. Once the director leaves, Uncle Li quickly locks the door and opens the vent. Seeing the toy he tossed earlier, now he controls it. He just needs to remotely guide it outside, and he can pull in the rope connected to the body, but the toy soldier suddenly starts shooting. Uncle Li jumps in shock, hurriedly presses the stop button, but time is running out. The other workers notice something off, getting close to the door to listen. The sound of falling tools freaks them out. They notify the security room, and just as Uncle Li pops the lid, he hears the door opening. There's no time to react. With the security cameras blocked, the guard comes to check things out. Uncle Li feels the stakes are too high this time. He sees the toy stuck at the exit, hanging on a beam, out of reach. Luckily, the guard forgot his keys, granting him precious time. Uncle Liz's heart races, focusing on the cross on his mother's body, silently apologizing as he successfully retrieves the toy. He finally drags the body into the room, quickly stuffing it in, then slamming the lid shut and hammering in the nails. After restoring things, he hears a sound inside, checks his pocket, and finds it's his phone. He wonders if he should take it out, but the director's already outside, no time left. Uncle lies in a frenzy, thinking after all he's done, he might trip over such a silly mistake. Finally, he sits in front of the trunk, feeling bittersweet.